This is Andi Purewal. Boxing News, I'm joined by Harlem Eubank here. We're waiting for Conor Gill. Harlem, firstly, how are you? How's Belfast been treating you?
Very well. I love Belfast. It's like my second home now. I've been here so many times. Yeah, I love it over here. Great people, huge boxing fans. Some of the best fans in the world over here. So great to be over here again, and I'm looking forward to watch Mick doing the business on Saturday.
Before we do come on to yourself, let's stick with Mick because he's the reason you're here. You're here to support him. His return against Jordan Gill, two men coming in on the back of defeats, a lot on the line. Mick wants to get back into world title contention. You're not campmates anymore, but from the conversations you've had, how is he finding things with Pedro Diaz?
He's doing great. He made the switch. He took himself away, took himself out of his comfort zone, went over to Miami and started working with Pedro. He's gone from strength to strength. Looking at him now, he's added to his game, and he's looking to make another charge towards world honours, and it starts here on Saturday night. I think he's gone from strength to strength, like I say. So looking forward to his training, all those changes showing through into the fight, and him putting on a statement performance in there.
Harlem, Mick's obviously a big favourite heading into tomorrow night. What challenges do you feel like Jordan will pose to him, and how much pressure is there on Mick's shoulders to deliver back here in Belfast?
In boxing, there's always pressure, but Gill's going in there with no risk attached to it. He's going in as the underdog, but at the same time, he's when a fighter's got no risk, there's a threat there. Mick knows that. Mick knows it's going to be the best version of Jordan. Coming with to bring his all, to reignite his career as well. So yeah, it's a great fight, a lot on the line for both of them, and I know what Mick's capable of. I know the level that he can fight at, and I think we're going to see that on Saturday.
We see that, and I know you don't want to look beyond Saturday for him, but there's a lot of talk. You've obviously had Lee Wood here today supporting Jordan Gill. From your conversations, how badly does he want that rematch?
I think he's been very vocal of wanting that rematch. There's a lot of fights out there for him. That's definitely one of the standout ones that he wants to avenge. If you watch the fight, he was bossing it, from start to finish, and got caught at the end. So I think he has full confidence that he can, he can do that and better in the second fight. So yeah, that's a great option for him, and there's huge fights on the other side of this for him too.
Harlem, on to yourself. Obviously, since yourself and Senior really came together, started to work forwards, moving forwards with your career, you've been quite vocal about one man, Conor Benn, wanting to try and get that fight at 147. Recently, we saw the news that the British Boxing Board of Control have denied him a licence. What were your thoughts? Application for a licence. What were your thoughts when you heard that news?
I think he needs to, shift his focus onto getting his British boxing licence back and complying with the board that govern boxing in the United Kingdom. The board that have done a great job in steering boxing and putting on great shows, and that's the body that we work under. He has to get his licence, sort his licence, and the 147 fight is here. I'm at 147 now, and I'm going to be a force in the division, and he's at 147. So that is that's the fight.
Just before we come on to yourself, for keeping with Conor and his licence, there's obviously a lot of talk about maybe if the board doesn't licence it, does he get another commission to licence it? What would be your thoughts if he did get a licence under a different commission, and maybe if he did pursue the junior fight? Do you think it puts a cloud over that fight or over Conor's name?
I think it leaves a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. I think although people want to see the fight, it's a fantasy fight. I think it may leave a sour taste in people's mouths, but who knows? Let's see what happens. But the real fight will be at 147. After the fantasy stuff's done, and Chris is taking him out there in a few rounds. If it does happen, then the logical, legit fight is at 147.
Obviously coming into yourself, and you mentioned in 147. I saw Conor's tweet, it was a few weeks back, where he said that if he did fight Junior, he'd deal with Junior and yourself on the same night, and he'll get rid of you in the same fashion he feels he'd get rid of Junior. Have you had any talks at all behind the scenes about pursuing that fight, anything further advancing on that front?
I think we've been very vocal, so it's the public are have reacted well to, the fact I'm going up to 147. I've been talking with my hands. I've been performing in the ring, and I think the public will get behind that fight. I think he's all bark and no bite at the minute because he doesn't have a license. So we've seen at 154. That's not his weight class. He's a 147 fighter. That's where he that's where he carries his danger. That's where he carries his power. That's where his strengths are at 147. So anything else is irrelevant.
What would happen if you two shared the ring?
Oh, I think, I can't see how I don't come out on top in any different scenario that the fight plays out. So I'm very, very confident in that fight. I always have been, and now I'm at 147. It makes perfect sense.
Harlem, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. I know the team was getting ready to shoot off there, so I don't want to keep Andi for too long, so thank you for speaking to you.
Nice one. Appreciate it.